Hello everyone. We began to study chapter 8 by studying what is a differential equation. We saw what is the order and degree of a differential equation. We also saw how to solve differential equations by various methods actually. We studied about the variable separable method. We studied how to solve a homogeneous differential equation. We also saw a linear differential equation and its solution. Now here we are going to learn how to apply differential equations in various situations. Now there are many methods, many cases where differential equations can be applied and we can arrive at a solution. However, we are going to restrict ourselves to the application of differential equations mainly to problems involving growth and also to problems involving decay. So let us see the first case, that is problems involving growth. Now by growth, we mean growth of a population. Growth may be either population, that is the number of people living in a particular town, a city, a country, the number of animals in a forest, etc. That is population. We may also see growth with respect to bacterial suspensions. So growth in the number of bacteria can also be studied using differential equations. In both the cases, the calculations are the same actually. So suppose the population of a place is, say, P in time t, at any particular time, say in time t. Now, the population increases at time t, and therefore, we say that the rate of change of population, that means difference in population, increase in population in time t. As time goes by, population increases. So increase in population in time t is given by rate of change of population. So rate of change of population is given by dp by dt. Now this rate of change of population is directly proportional to the population present at that time. This we write it this way, that is dp by dt is directly proportional. You know that this is the proportionality sign. You learned it in the lower classes. So it is directly proportional to population at that time, that is P. Now you also have learned that to change the proportionality sign, to change this particular symbol into an equal to sign, you have to apply a particular constant known as constant of proportionality. So therefore, we write this equation this way, that is dp by dt is equal to k into p, where k is the constant of proportionality. So k is equal to constant of proportionality. Now what we do is that we may just rearrange this equation. See, dp by dt is equal to kp. Therefore, we can write dp by p. What have we done over here? We have brought this p over here to the LHS and dt can be taken to the RHS. So thus we get over here dp by p is equal to k into dt. Now we can integrate both this. Now see, as you can see, the variables have been separated over here. So now integrating, we are going to get this now. See, we are getting this way, integral dp by p is equal to integral k dt plus c, where c is a constant of integration. you know. Now we solve both the sides and therefore we get log p, because kp by p, the integral of that is log p. So log p is equal to k is a constant and the integration of dt is t. That is, integration of 1 is t. So therefore we get kt plus c. Now this is the logarithmic form of the population equation that is there. This is one form of the equation which we will be applying in various situations. We can convert this logarithmic form into exponential form by taking log to the RHS. When we take the log sign to the RHS, the log sign will turn into an exponential sign in this way. Just pay attention to this next step. So therefore we get P is equal to log goes to the RHS, it becomes e raised to exponential sign, that is e raised to kt plus c. This way it becomes. So again, this equation, this exponential form also we will be using in various sums. As the situation arises, we will be using this form. Okay, so we can use both these forms. Now let us modify this equation a bit more by writing P is equal to e raised to kt. Let us separate kt plus c by writing e raised to kt into e raised to c. You know that when two similar numbers are multiplied together, when the two same numbers are multiplied together, their powers are added. So that is how we get this particular thing. Now this e raised to c is a constant and this e raised to c is put as another constant called as a. So let us write this as a actually, another constant. And therefore we have P is equal to e raised to kt into a. So I'll write this a over here. E raised to c is written as a. So a into e raised to kt. So this becomes the exponential form of the population equation. So we'll be using both these equations as and when we require it actually. This one as well as this one will be using in various sums which is here. So study it properly and keep this in mind that this is the equation which we are going to solve, which we are going to get for growth of population, both of these equations. Oh, it is this one, it is not this equation, but rather this equation, log form. This equation we are going to get in various situations and we are going to use it, and also we might get this sometimes. Now we go on to study decay problems that is it. Now here I am going to talk with respect to radioactive elements. Now what are radioactive elements? Radioactive elements are those substances such as say radium, uranium, etc., which we have learnt in your lower classes. We call them radioactive because they disintegrate with time. That means the mass of such substances, the mass of these substances decreases with time. And therefore we call them, therefore that is one characteristic of a radioactive element that is it. Now the rate of disintegration of such elements is proportional to the amount present at that time. That means in mathematical terms, if X is the amount of substance, amount of radioactive material, present at time t, then we can say that, just like the previous case, in the case of growth, we can say that dx upon dt, that is the rate of disintegration of these elements, is proportional to the amount present at that time. So dx by dt is proportional to x. We can change the proportionality sign into an equal to sign by writing a constant there. So we write therefore dx upon dt is equal to minus kx. So pay attention to the minus sign. K is the constant of proportionality. K is not equal to 0. Now the negative sign appears. This negative sign appears because x decreases as time goes by. As more and more time passes, x becomes less and less. So that is why it is called disintegration. Okay, and it is called as depreciation also. So dx upon dt is equal to minus kx we have. Solving as usual. Now what we do is we just we bring x to the LHS from the RHS and we take dt to the RHS. Just like the previous case, in the case of growth we saw, and therefore we have dx upon x is equal to minus k dt. Then since we have separated out the we have separated out the variables, we can now put our integration sign. So integrating, we have integral dx upon x is equal to integral minus k dt plus c. Solving it further, in the same way like above we get log x is equal to minus kt plus c. So this is one form where we might use this equation. Then converting it into exponential form, we have x is equal to e raised to minus kt plus c. That is, we can write it as e raised to minus kt into e raised to c, or we can also modify it and get it in this way, which becomes e raised to minus kt into a. So we write it as a, where e raised to c is equal to a, which is a constant. So this gives us our exponential form of the equation. So the exponential form becomes x is equal to a into e raised to minus kt. So as a result, in both, we have seen that in both the growth and in decay, we get two very similar equations, which we will be using in various different situations, that is it. We can use these two equations not only for radioactive decay, but for any other depreciation problem. So now let us begin with exercise 8.6 and check out the problems which are given there. These sums will be given to you in the board exam for at least up to 4 marks. So study them properly. Now in exercise 8.6, the first one, the problem is, in a certain culture of bacteria, the rate of increase is proportional to the number present. If it is found that the number doubles in 4 hours, find the number of times the bacteria are increased in 12 hours. So first things first, let us write down this data that is given over there. They have given that in a certain culture of bacteria, the rate of increase is proportional to the number present. So let x be the number of bacteria. So this is a growth problem, obviously. So in this case, let x be the number of bacteria present at time t. So we can just write that. Now they have also given that the rate of increase is proportional to the number present. So according to the given condition, we have the rate of increase in the number of bacteria. That means we have dx upon dt is proportional. So we put the proportionality sign to the number present. That means to x actually at time t. So we have dx upon dt proportional to x. We convert this proportionality sign into equality sign and we write it this way, that is dx upon dt is equal to kx, it is k into x, where k is the constant of proportionality. This will come in all the sums actually. Now what we do is that we change the sides. We bring x to the LHS and dt to the RHS we take, so that we can integrate properly. So we separate the variables. So therefore we have dx upon x is equal to k into dt. Now we integrate both the sides. So integrating, we are going to get integral dx upon x is equal to integral k dt plus c, and therefore this becomes now log x, because dx upon x, the integral is log x. So log x is equal to k into integral 1 dt is t, so kt plus c. Now we can also convert this equation into the exponential form. Just now we saw how to convert it into exponential form. This is the logarithmic form. So x is equal to e raised to kt plus c. Now we also modify this by writing e raised to kt into e raised to c, and therefore we are going to get x is equal to a into e raised to kt, where a is nothing but e raised to c. E raised to c is equal to a, which is another constant. So we are getting this particular equation that is there. Now suppose this equation is, say, equation 1. We number it as 1. Now according to the given condition, in the beginning, the number of bacteria which are present, see, when in the question, it is found that the number doubles in 4 hours. That means in the beginning, when t is equal to 0, suppose n is the number of bacteria which is present. Okay, when t is 0, that is in the beginning. Suppose n is the number of bacteria present. So let us write it this way. When t is equal to 0, let x is equal to, say, n. And therefore we have n is equal to, we put x as n here. So n is equal to a into e raised to k into 0, because t is 0 there. And therefore we get a into e raised to 0. You know that anything raised to 0 is 1. And therefore we have n is equal to a. N is equal to a. Now therefore putting n is equal to a in equation 1, we have, therefore equation 1 becomes x is equal to a, instead of a we put n into e raised to kt. So suppose we number this as equation 2. Now according to the condition given, in 4 hours, you must have read the question. In 4 hours, they have given that the number of bacteria becomes double the number of bacteria which was present earlier. So that means when t is equal to 4, x is equal to 2n. X becomes double. See, I would advise you to open your textbooks and keep it ready so that you can read the sum. Read the question simultaneously. So this fact we put in equation 2, and therefore we have x becomes 2n, isn't it? So 2n is equal to n into e raised to k into t. T is 4 in this case. So 4k. So 2n is equal to n into e raised to 4k. Now we can cancel out this n. And therefore we are going to get e raised to 4k is equal to 2. We keep this in mind and go further. Now according to the third condition, next condition that they have given, they want us to find out what is the population of bacteria, how much does the bacteria increase after 12 hours. So when t is 12 hours, 12, what is the number of x actually? What is the number of bacteria at that time? So this is what we have to find out. So therefore equation 2, from equation 2 we have, see, equation 2 is x is equal to n into e raised to kt. So therefore x is equal to n into e raised to 12k, because t is 12 in this case. So 12k. Now pay attention to the next step properly. So here we can write this way now. Therefore x is equal to n into e raised to 12k. Now 12k can be written as 4k into 3. 4k the whole raised to 3. So this is the same as 12k. Now we already know that e raised to 4k is actually 2. Okay, so this particular term we have already got it as 2 over here. From equation 3 we already got e raised to 4k as 2. So from 3 we have x is equal to n into, now e raised to 4k becomes 2 raised to 3 there. So therefore x is equal to n into 8, that is 8n. So this becomes our final answer and we conclude the answer this way. Therefore after 12 hours, conclusion is very important, it carries marks in the exam, so don't forget to write the conclusion. So therefore after 12 hours, the number of bacteria increases 8 times. 8 times the initial number. So this becomes our conclusion. Now the second sum also involves growth in population. The question is, if the population of a town, in this case it is not bacteria but people, so if the population of a town increases at a rate proportional to the population at that time. So if the population increases from 40,000 to 60,000 in 40 years, what will be the population in another 20 years? Understand the sum properly, read it one more time. Then they have given us one particular data which we'll be using in the sum, namely root 3 by 2, the value of that is 1.2247 is given to us. So we are going to keep in mind this particular value which will help us in the sum. Now the first condition is that the population of a town increases at a rate which is proportional to the population at that time. So let us write this fact over here. Now suppose x is the population at time t. Let x be the population in time t. So therefore we have dx upon dt proportional to x, and therefore we can say that dx upon dt is equal to k into x, where k is the proportionality constant. K is the constant of proportionality. Then, like in the previous sum, we rearrange the terms and therefore we get dx upon x is equal to k into dt, and then we integrate both the sides. So integrating, we are going to get integral dx upon x is equal to integral k into dt plus c. Then in the next step we find the integral values that is there, therefore we get log x is equal to k into t plus c. Say this becomes our equation 1. Now in this case we will not be converting this logarithmic equation into an exponential form, but we will be continuing this way now. Pay attention to how we are doing now. Next step. Now we have initially the population is 40,000 according to the question. So when t is 0, initially means when t is 0. So when t is equal to 0, we have the population, that is x is equal to 40,000. And therefore we have log 40,000 is equal to k into 0 plus C. And therefore, log 40,000 is equal to C, because K into 0 is 0. So C becomes log 40,000. Therefore, equation 1 becomes now log x is equal to kt, k into t plus log 40,000. Instead of C, we write log 40,000 in equation 1. So this becomes our equation 2, suppose. Then the next condition given there. In 40 years, the population is becoming 60,000. That is what they were given there. So when t is equal to 40, x becomes 60,000. We put this in equation 2 and therefore we get log 60,000, in this case 60,000 is equal to k into 40, that is 40k, because t is 40. So 40k plus log 40,000. Let us bring this log 40,000 to the LHS, and therefore we have log 60,000 minus log 40,000 is equal to 40k. We combine both the logs. Yes, we divide both the numbers, thus we combine both the logs because there is a minus sign between. So we get log 60,000 upon 40,000 is equal to 40k. Thus we can cancel out these zeros which are there and further simplify matters. So we get log 3 by 2. So therefore log 3 by 2 is equal to 40k. And therefore we get k is equal to 1 upon 40 log 3 by 2. And putting this value of k in equation 2, we get equation 3, which is now this way. So therefore equation 2 becomes log x is equal to, instead of k, we put 1 upon 40 log 3 by 2 into t plus log 40,000. So suppose this is equation 3 just for representation purposes. Now finally, we have to find the population in 60 years. 20 years further, we have to find the population. So 20 years further means 40 plus 20, it becomes 60. So when t is equal to 60, what is the value of x? What is the population at that time? This is what we are finding out finally. So we put this data t is equal to 60 in equation 3. We have log x is equal to 1 upon 40 log 3 by 2 into 60. T is 60, so into 60 over here, into 60, not it is not a power over there, plus log 40,000. Now 40 upon 60, these two can go away. So these zeros we first cancel out. These zeros are cancelled out. And 4 upon 6 gives us 3 upon 2. 6 upon 4 rather gives us 3 upon 2. And thus we have log x is equal to, so therefore log x is equal to 3 upon 2 log 3 upon 2 plus log 40,000. Now observe how we modify the first term in this case. And therefore we get over here log x is equal to log 3 upon 2 raised to 3 by 2. 3 upon 2, the whole raised to 3 by 2. You know that when a number is multiplied to a logarithm, that number can be raised to the power of the logarithmic term that is here. So that is why this 3 by 2, which is there beside this log 3 by 2, can be written as the power over here. And the remaining last term is same. Now in the next step, what we do is that we write this way. Log x is equal to log. Now 3 by 2 raised to 3 by 2 can also be written as 3 by 2 raised to 1 by 2, the whole raised to 3. It is the same thing actually. It means the same thing. And anything raised to 1 by 2, you know that it is a square root actually. So therefore, we have log x is equal to log root of 3 by 2 the whole cube plus log 40,000. Now this log root 3 by 2 the whole cube can also be written this way. Let me show this to you properly. See, root of 3 by 2 the whole cube can be written as root 3 by 2 into again root 3 by 2 into one more root of 3 by 2, which is actually now two of the roots can be combined, and thus we get 3 by 2 root 3 by 2. So this is a rough work. So this is what we are getting. So in this case, we get inside the log this way, that is log 3 by 2 root 3 by 2 plus log 40,000. Now on the RHS, we combine both the logarithms in the next step. So therefore log x is equal to, when we combine them because of the plus sign, both the numbers are multiplied over here. So we combine the log by writing log 3 by 2 root 3 by 2 into 40,000. That is how we combine the logs actually, this way. Now what can happen is that we can cancel out this 2 with 40,000. So we just cancel out this 2 and this 40,000. So we get over here 20,000. And the value of root 3 by 2, what they have given us in the question is root 3 by 2 is 1.2247. And therefore, we have log x is equal to. Now what can happen is that no need to write log also, because both the sides the logs can go away. We can just cancel out both the logs, and therefore we have x is equal to 3 into, now root 3 by 2 is 1.2247 and that into 20,000. This way. Now first we can multiply 1.2247 with 20,000 and then multiply that number with 3 actually. We can go stepwise. So we get 3 into, now 1.227 into 20,000. We get 24, that is 24,494. Just multiply and see. And then when we multiply with this number with 3, we are getting 73,000. So x becomes 73,482. So this is the population after 60 years. So therefore, the population in 60 years becomes or is 73,482. So this becomes your final answer. Now the third question, the rate of growth of bacteria is proportional to the number present. If initially there were 1000 bacteria and the number doubles in 1 hour, find the number of bacteria after 5 upon 2 hours. They have given us root 2 is equal to 1.414. We'll be using it in the sum. Now let x be the number of bacteria in time t. The initial conditions given are the same, and therefore the steps are also the same as the initial two sums that we did so far. So you can just observe these steps which I have done over here. And thus we arrive at the first equation, that is log x is equal to kt plus c. Now using the conditions which they have given us, when t is equal to 0, that is initially there were 1000 bacteria which were present in the suspension. So when t is equal to 0, we have x is equal to 1000. Therefore, our equation 1 becomes log 1000 is equal to k into 0 plus c. And therefore, we get c is equal to log 1000. And therefore, equation 1 becomes log x is equal to kt plus log 1000. Suppose this is equation 2. Then after 1 hour, the bacteria doubles in number. That means when t is 1, x becomes 2000. 1000 into 2, that is 2000. Doubles actually. So that condition we are writing over here. So when x is equal to 1, t is equal to 2000. Sorry, when t is 1, in this case, when t is 1, x is equal to 2000. This way. And therefore, we have log 2000. From equation 2, we have log 2000 is equal to k into 1 plus log 1000. Now we get the log 1000 on the LHS, and thus we get log 2000 minus log 1000 is equal to k, and combining both these logs, we have log 2000 upon 1000 is equal to k. Thus we cancel out these zeros, and therefore we have k is equal to log 2. So therefore k is equal to log 2 is what we are getting over here. Now we put this in equation 2, and therefore equation 2 becomes log x is equal to, observe equation 2. So equation 2 becomes log x is equal to log 2t or t log 2 plus log 1000. Say that is equation 3. Now they want us to find out what is the population of bacteria when t is equal to 5 upon 2 hours. So when t is equal to 5 upon 2, what is the value of x? This is what we have to find out over here finally. So putting this data in equation 3, we have log x is equal to t becomes 5 upon 2 log 2 plus log 1000. So we write log x is equal to log 2 raised to 5 by 2. As I told you, the number which is multiplied with the log can be raised to the power of that number, power of the logarithm, that is it. So log 2 raised to 5 by 2 plus log 5000, log 1000 I mean. And therefore log x is equal to log of 2 raised to 1 by 2 the whole raised to 5 plus log 1000. By now you understand what I am doing over here, isn't it? Then we combine both the logs, and we can write this way, that is on the RHS we combine both the logs. So we get log, now 2 raised to half means root 2 raised to 5 into, because the plus sign is there, we write into 1000. This way. Now what is root 2 raised to 5? See, what is root 2 raised to 5 in this case? This can be written as root 2 multiplied 5 times, and two of the roots can be combined and written this way, 2, and 2 more roots can be combined again to get 2 into 2 into root 2, which is 4 root 2. So root 2 raised to 5 is 4 root 2. And also, when we combine both the logs together, we can just remove the log from the LHS and RHS, and therefore we have x is equal to 4 root 2 into 1000. Now the value of root 2 is given as 1.414 in the question, and therefore we have x is equal to 4 into 1.414 into 1000, which can be simplified as 4 into 1414, because when we multiply 1.414 by 1000, the decimal goes away. And thus, this answer turns out to be 5656. So therefore, the number of bacteria after 5 upon 2 hours. Let us write the conclusion. Therefore, the number of bacteria after 5 upon 2 hours is 5656. So this becomes our conclusion. So we have done the first 3 sums of the exercise. 2 more sums remain, but we can see those 2 sums in the next lecture along with the miscellaneous exercise sums which we are going to start. So understand these 3 sums, understand the concept, and we'll meet in the next lecture. Thank you so much for listening.